Hi students, it's Dr. Nakae coming to you live from University of California, Riverside with some frequently asked questions about the Choose Your Medical School tool. So the ones that I've received so far are, do I have to use this tool? Technically you don't, but many schools are going to compel you to use it as part of their admissions process. So you probably are going to have to use it at some point. The Plan to Enroll tool, you may not feel compelled or be compelled by a school to use, but the Choose Your Medical School, the final Commit to Enroll, many schools are putting it into their individual school policies. So if a school requires it, the answer is you probably should follow the rules and use it. Why is this important? What's the big deal? Okay, so going on the numbers of last year of the students that applied to medical school and were accepted, there were about 21,441 accepts. So on April 30th, which is when everyone is supposed to make their decision about where they're going, there's still about 16% of the pool that is holding out and holding more than one seat. That's 3,430 people that are waiting. And think about your colleagues, your future colleagues, and how horrible the waiting is. All I hear all season long is how agonizing the wait is. You are keeping this many of your colleagues from hearing a notice or getting the news of their life that they're going to medical school. So share the joy that you got when you got your acceptance and follow the rules so that these seats can be released, and we would love to make them offers and make those phone calls and accept those students. On May 15th, there are still about 4% of the pool holding more than one seat. So again, that's 857 students that still don't know if they're going to do a master's program, a postbac program, have a job, like their lives are just in limbo, right? We all hate that. So do a good job and figure out where you're going, do your best to use the tools so that your colleagues can find out the news about what's going on with their future as well. Next question. Are all schools going to withdraw me when I indicate commit to enroll at another institution? The answer is no. Schools will have their own individual protocols about what they're going to do. These rules about how the tool is used are now school specific, but they can. So the important thing to remember about the protocols following April 30th now is that schools have their own rules and you need to follow them, or one of the consequences might be having your seat withdrawn by the school, which in traffic rules past was not the case. What if April 30th I'm not ready to choose a school and I just don't know, or more date keeps going by? Keep using the Plan to Enroll tool, or don't make a selection at all until you really know. So if you're being pressured by schools about making a decision and you just don't know, communicate with those schools that you still need additional time to make your decision. I think most of my colleagues in admissions are going to be very understanding that there are external factors to your decision that you might be waiting on, and so they're going to try to be understanding as much as possible in helping you. But what you should not do is use the Commit to Enroll tool before you've actually made your decision. That will probably have very negative consequences for you and is pretty unprofessional from our viewpoint in terms of, again, other students finding out or duplicate offers being made. What if I withdraw everywhere and I choose Commit to Enroll and then I get an offer from a school that I withdrew? Okay, so in admissions offices, there might be one person who's processing withdrawals, and they might be doing it via email, and you've sent the email. That person might have been gone for a few days, coming back. The person who's making offers might not be checking to make sure that all those are processed. So sometimes within an admissions office, there's procedural stuff that's a little bit delayed, where there might be just a misunderstanding. In that instance, the right thing to do and the ethical thing to do would be to decline the offer and let the school that made you the offer that you already withdrew know that in fact you did send a notice withdrawing them and that you've already committed to enroll at another institution. It is still your choice to how to handle that situation. I think the most ethical thing to do would be to honor what you previously said. If there's a reason why you don't feel that you can do that, you need to be professionally as communicative as possible with the schools involved to straighten out the situation. What if a school's date is telling me I have to commit and I haven't received my financial aid yet? This is a big concern for a lot of my colleagues in admissions. We do want you to be able to weigh your options as fairly and equally as possible. So again, this is where you step up, you make phone calls, you send professional emails, you let the schools know your situation, ask for more time, try and negotiate and advocate for yourself as much as possible in the most professional way. And hopefully you'll get the best outcome, you'll end up at the school that's the best fit, and everybody will live happily ever after, and this won't be such a stressful thing next cycle. So I welcome more of your questions. I'm happy to do another video if there's more that I haven't answered, and just let me know in the comments if there's more things we need to clear up.